Hey, thanks for joining us today. I just love this series because if you remember, a very quick review, we're talking about the whole idea of God having a green thumb working with his vineyard. And I love the words of Jesus when he said, I am the true vine and my Father is the husbandman. You know, we don't think a lot about the husbandman. If you will review with me, though, remember we said, behold the husbandman, and that's God the Father. And then we said, behold the vineyard, and that's God's covenant people, both in Israel and the church. And then our last installment was, behold faith. We have to believe in God in our ministries. And I'm talking to many leaders right now that you're in struggling times. I'd like to read just a brief little passage from Isaiah chapter 5. It's just lovely, really. Isaiah says, now let me sing to my well-beloved. And by the way, that's a capital well. So we're talking about God. A song of my beloved regarding his vineyard. Do you ever think about your church and your ministry being a part of his vineyard? I would think that would help us. Well, he said, my well-beloved has a vineyard on a very fruitful hill. He dug it up and cleared out its stones and planted it with the choicest vine. He built a tower in its midst and also made a winepress in it, and he expected it to bring forth good grapes. That's an awesome passage. And what we're going to do in this series is we're going to take one little piece at a time, and then we're going to work through that and see the ways of the husbandman. God doesn't always work the way we think he should. And so we're going to be looking at those things, and I hope they're an encouragement to you. So our first installment here on the ways of the husbandman is the way of placement. Of course, in this passage, we're talking about Israel as God's vineyard. And we're talking about that placement being in Jerusalem or in the place where God wanted them to be. You know, he routed out the Canaanites and had a place where he wanted his vineyard, and all the process of all of that taking place. You think about all the history. So as you read the blog on placement, I hope you're encouraged to know that even though your ministry may be going through some rocky times, you think, well, this is going slower than it should, or there's some fires that I keep having to put out, and you might think, oh my word, what is this? I want you to be encouraged because the husband is busy in your vineyard, if you're submitted to him, to get your ministry just to the right place. So let me give you a couple summary thoughts. God has a destination for his people. He does. He knows exactly where your ministry ought to be. He's not in a hurry. You know, we're in a hurry. And we have a tendency to compare with other people, but God's not in a hurry. And so don't get antsy. And he uses many people to get us where we need to be. Those are just some thoughts. And so I hope this blog is an encouragement to you to understand that the husbandman will perfectly place our ministries when we work with him. Hey, thanks for visiting today. Check out our blog, paradigm1.org.